This is a JTP audio podcast.
Sometimes talking with friends feels like role-playing. Sometimes it feels like combat. Join us at the Round Table and Roll Initiative. This is Curmudgeons and Dragons.
Welcome back once again. Back to Curmudgeons and Dragons. My name is Jason Portizo. I am once again joined by Mr. Jack O'Connell.
That's me. I got to go first this time.
I try to mix it up.
I like that. It's been so long.
Like, I know you're being sarcastic. People listening don't know you're being sarcastic, but it actually has been quite a while since we recorded together, and I'm still excited about this.
It's nice.
Josey Diaz is here.
Well, hello, everybody.
And Josey, to you too, I just want you to know that it is an absolute pleasure to be able to record with Jack again.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Oh, I know. Isn't he just darling?
That's me.
I'm actually, I snuck home in the interim between episodes, and I'm actually currently recording this from his kitchen. He just doesn't know it.
I do have a bed in my kitchen, so
that is true. I slept on his kitchen bed. It was great.
Mm-hmm. I have a nice kitchen bed. Joe's in it right now.
I was so excited to be recording with you guys again. I thought we would do our favorite segment.
Mm-hmm.
You motherfuckers ready to get wholesome?
Let's get real wholesome real quick.
Today it's RPG wholesome
I like to be
stories.
miserable all the fucking time.
No, we're getting wholesome. I got to feel good about myself.
You're a beautiful, dainty princess, Jack, and we love you very much.
Count.
Now it counts.
Well, roll your dice to see what the next one
might be. It's been a great
episode.
I'll see you guys later.
Yep. Bye.
Let's roll some initiative.
Do it.
Ooh,
19.
12. Okay, well. 12.
Are we still doing the reverse wholesome story initiative?
If so, I have a 3 now.
Ooh. Josie, what you got?
A 10.
Aha!
So Jack does, in fact, go first.
I win. That's right, guys. I always come first. I'm going to roll into the wholesome now so our listeners can feel better about having heard the things.
Whatever's going on, yeah.
I hope someone rolls into the wholesome.
I'm rolling. I'm going. All right. I'm rolling. All right. So I was a DM running a long campaign. My players were well-admired heroes at this point, especially beloved by the poor people of their region. A poor farm boy was trying to impress the daughter of a merchant. They were both NPCs, and I add those kind of micro stories just to make the city around my players come alive. It surely wasn't meant to be a quest, especially not for the 14th level party, but the players had other ideas. The rogue contacted one of his friends in the Thieves Guild and organized a fake burglary in the merchant's house. The barbarian, meanwhile, talked the farm boy into serenading the girl on that very same night. To cut a long story short, the fake burglar had himself caught by the farm boy. The merchant, hearing the ruckus, went out of the house to watch what was happening. The party of heroes arrived on the scene from another road, pretending to take under arrest the burglar and thanked the farm boy for his heroic act, saying that the burglar was a wanted man who stole something important from them but had always eluded them, so they paid a 50 gold bounty on the spot to the boy. Both the merchant and his daughter were quite indeed impressed. The party would ask me how things were going between the farm boy and the merchant's daughter every time they were in the city. They never lost an occasion to sing praises for the young man when he was around other people. I had to write a whole storyline for those two lovebirds. They got married after a couple of years, if you have to know, and the farm boy, who started working for the merchant as a shopkeeper, never knew the part the heroes played behind this success.
No.
See?
That's cute.
It's wholesome as fuck.
That is cool. That is cool. It's always great when players like take it upon themselves to go out of their way to do something nice for an NPC.
Yeah, this is like a really easy brush it off side quest. You're level 14 heroes. Like, you don't got to do shit. But instead you're like, hey, let's do something nice. And then it was nice. Yeah. And then it was a part of the story.
Let's dab up this
It's not fun to be a murder hobo all the time.
No, sometimes you got to be a not murder hobo.
It can be regular.
Just a regular old hobo.
I think all regular hobos are murder hobos at some point.
That is presumptuous.
But no, it was nice. I just like seeing that like something was worth. I always like seeing when like little things become. So like from a DM standpoint, again, as a resident DM, from a DM standpoint, I like seeing little things like that become like large fleshed out backstories because your players got so invested in it.
Yeah, and it's something that I, as a player, am notoriously bad at. Why you smiling so much, Jack?
Don't worry about it.
Don't agree with me so much.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and from listening to more actual play podcasts and from live streams and stuff like that, realizing like how great it can be to really lean into seemingly insignificant little side things that your DM throws at you.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have anything planned for, like this one didn't, at the worst, make a DM work a little bit.
Yeah. That's the best part about D&D.
And get a good
too.
story out of it.
Yeah, you can either fight a 20th level lich or you can help a farm boy impress some merchant. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's why I like D&D so much.
I think also, since we're on the wholesome story kick today, it does make for a lot more interesting story development to not kill every fucking NPC you find.
Yeah.
Oh, it's super boring if you just go around killing people.
Yeah, unless somebody's like, you murdered my grandson, and then you get like you have a lot less opportunities for little side quests and stuff if you kill every quest marker.
Yeah, don't kill people.
Yeah, but now you got grandma chasing you. That's a side quest.
I mean, you can kill grandma.
Well, that's
easily.
because I added it in. You gotta finagle around the murder hobo.
Grandma is secretly like a level 18 cleric.
Mm.
And she's like not having any of it.
Nah, fuck that grandma.
Okay, grandma's an 18th level bard, and you're gonna fuck that grandma.
You're damn right I am. What's up, grandma?
Josey, please read your story.
No. We're staying on the subject of grandma boobs.
Josey, please read your story.
Alrighty, so mine doesn't have a name. It's just, what's your most wholesome story from your adventures? And this one was written by a paladin about 2 years ago. We did a pirate campaign a year or two ago. It was awesome. And one thing the DM did was introduce a number of NPCs that could be our second when we went on adventures, essentially allowing us a trimmed down second character to control. There were a wide variety of these characters, but the two that stand out in this case were Knight Paladin Faith and Tather Ergo. Faith was a skilled warrior, a pious servant of her god, and kind of a snooty ass. We liked her, but she was a little cold and aloof. Tather Ergo, on the other hand, was an orcish bard who was desperate to escape the stereotype of orcs as brutish monsters, and who used his lute as a weapon if he had to. He was immediately very taken with the paladin, while she had little but scorn for the bumbling minstrel. That changed a little when she asked if someone could help her out with a bout. She was having difficulty working on a block and needed an opponent to figure it out. Tather Ergo jumped at the chance. One of my buddies was controlling Faith, the other Tather Ergo, and what resulted was a far longer fight between the two of them than should have been possible, with the frankly unbelievable result that Tather Ergo won the bout purely through lucky rolls. He caught Faith as she fell, healed her, and then apologized for not giving her a chance to execute the block properly. Faith had this shocked look on her face for a moment before she shook her head, gave him the wickedest smile, and said something like, "Oh, no matter, we've time to work out the specifics." Tather Ergo didn't get it, the big idiot, but we later managed to explain that she'd been extending him an invitation. He nearly wept before hurtling off towards her cabin, lute in tow. We heard music and laughter after a few minutes before we left them alone. They were inseparable from that point on, the lofty knight paladin and the orcish musician who won her heart by whacking her over the head with a lute.
You'll love to see it.
A little musical smackdown never hurt nobody.
I just like seeing fun, wholesome stuff after reading about people who were assholes.
It's gotten so much harder to find wholesome stories.
Yeah, it has. I don't. Well, they also, I mean, spoiler alert. I don't know if people think we're doing that much research, but there used to be a great subreddit that was our wholesome D&D, and they were like a lot of fun stories. And then they disbanded it, and now it's hard to find them, but you can find a ton of horror stories, which does not make me feel good about how D&D is going.
Most of these stories are a few years old at this point, which is not giving me great hope.
Nope.
Which is a great excuse for you guys to send us your wholesome stories. The most relatable part of this story for me was she's like dropping huge hints on him.
Huge.
And he's just like, yeah, well, sure, whatever. Like just not picking up on it, which makes me think either I also dumped my intelligence stat, or that's just like, there's always this stereotype of like the guys need to be like beat over the head with like
a lute.
Yeah, there's no hints. We don't get hints.
No, don't hint.
I can relate to that.
Just if you like me, just tell me.
I'm a simple moron. I can't handle all of the subterfuge about telling me things.
No, I'm not good at realizing that people like me.
I like you, Jack.
I just safely assume no one likes me.
Still don't get it. That's fair. I mean, we all hate you.
Right. I mean, in your defense.
That's why it was so hard to wrangle us.
Yeah. We're here out of pity, not friendship.
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
Yep.
That's not going to trigger my anxiety at all.
You'll be fine. Don't worry. We don't secretly talk about you behind your back.
We do it right in front of you.
Yeah, that's why we're friends. you, Jason. Read your story.
Gonna read my story. God.
Yeah, get a move on, kid.
Yeah. This is why I love wholesome story episodes, because you guys are so nice to me.
Being wholesome as fuck.
We got to balance it out. Can't be
Yeah,
too
right.
wholesome. They might expect more of us.
Gross.
All right, my story comes from user Pundcuke.
That guy fucks.
Hot. I'm into it.
I love reading Reddit usernames. So the story happened an hour ago, which the story's actually happened 3 years ago. So 3 years and an hour ago.
Fake news.
And it was so beautiful I had to share. So our party of a gunslinger human, bard halfling, blood hunter elf, and me, the barbarian half-orc, were trotting along this cave, which was hidden behind a safe in a mansion in a homebrew campaign, which led us on a twisting travel of torture and tire. We fought imps and cultists and an earth elemental. We reached a fork in the cave and decided to travel towards a small flickering light in the left fork. With the elf blood hunter stealthing forward, she discovered a camp of 6 goblins preparing for slumber. She reported back with this information and we readied our attack. Caltrops was set down and the bard lit up the cave with dancing lights, sending some goblins scampering about. They each met their ends to the blood hunter's trained eye and her trusty crossbow. I went in to investigate and found out that they were a small family of goblins which was preparing to sleep after a day's work. It hit me hard as each of them lay dead surrounding the camp. The DM hit us with some feels as he described their setup for slumber, and the blood hunter mercilessly cackled and continued onwards. We eventually found their village in another twist of the same tunnel, and I was thrown into a fight against a fellow half-orc barbarian. This sounds like it's not a wholesome story, but we're going to continue.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, oh my gosh.
All right, nice and wholesome. Murdering goblins.
So what do you guys think of this story? No, a fist fight. Whoever knocks out the opponent wins. But with the champion Keth, the chances of winning were grim. With my Heart of Darkness feature and Daunted One background, I refused to fight due to my tragic backstory. Every blow he gave me, I stood still and took it. The Goblin Tribe and the Goblin King chanted for me to fight back, but I stood still, taking the punches to the gut, one after the other. I tried to grapple him, but he turned me around and pinned me to the floor. In his rage, he smashed my head against the floor and he turned me around. All eyes were on me as a recovery was expected. Keth was not prepared for what happened next, nor was the goblins or my party. I hugged him with kindness.
Boo.
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 Here, I thought
Sorry,
we were
guys.
getting a little steamy with it.
Sorry you guys were getting worked up. The goblins stopped chanting and looked to their king. Keth stood back in confusion. His hundreds of battles have never made him feel this remorse and guilt. I knelt before the king and pleaded there to be no winner, as sometimes fighting brings more war and suffering. The Goblin King was emotionally moved and declared the fight over. The tradition of fighting was over and everyone peacefully helped us both up and tended to the bruises. The DM and my fellow players were speechless on my actions, but sometimes peace does not break through any violence. So, story started as a murder, turned into a homoerotica, and ended as a wholesome story.
Yeah, that was a real roller coaster there.
There was a lot of twists and turns there. I was into that one.
Yeah,
I can tell you were into that one.
I was getting ready to turn my camera off, but then all of a sudden, oh, peace, blah. But also, it was nice.
Well, you don't get off on peace?
No, I get off on violence.
No.
All right, fine, fair.
There you go. I mean, that
Appreciate
was
your honesty, guys.
I do like seeing like out of character things like that. I mean, you're a barbarian. You're literally bred to fight. I don't love that he included like, oh, I couldn't do it because of my tragic backstory. Like you just could have said that you made a decision.
Yeah, that was a little much.
Yeah, I was a little diva, but I mean, listen, it was nice. It's nice seeing like out of character moments and change things because I mean, based on the cackling of that blood hunter. Speaking of which, gunslingers and blood hunters, that was a real homebrewed campaign.
Sure.
But speaking on the blood hunter cackling as she walked away from a murdered family of goblins, I'm pretty sure that could have gone in a very different direction.
Working class goblins.
Yeah, but they still count. They're people too, Jason.
Oh no, I'm defending you.
Oh yeah,
Like they were. This was just working class goblins.
yeah. She definitely. I could have seen that going real.
Weren't
south
hurting
real
anybody.
quick. Yeah,
They probably work at like Walmart or Aldi's or something.
yeah. They're greeters.
Should have done a gentle like a little kiss. A little
Just a little kiosk.
just like a little kiss.
Between the two half orcs,
Yeah.
you guys were rolling some sort of initiative back there.
Yeah.
We were ready and waiting. Nobody else got to see our faces, but you did, Jason.
Jack, why are you rolling so many dice off camera?
Don't worry about it.
Jack, what are you doing?
I got a lot of dice over here. Just don't break eye contact and keep talking to me. If you want to start the party, you better be okay to attend it.
I think we're fresh out of wholesome.
That's
I
it.
think we are.
I just ruined wholesome. You're welcome,
I
everybody.
think our wholesome pots are empty.
I mean, really, when you get to a story that starts with murder, it gets kind of hard to start finding real, true, wholesome stories.
But it ended.
It just took so many twists and turns.
Murder, erotica, love.
Murderotica, yeah. That's the whole thing.
Erotica.
This better not awaken anything in me.
Yeah.
It already has. I can see it in your eyes.
That's all we got for today.
I like wholesome. I like
Love
following
wholesome
up
stories.
horror with wholesome, because then I feel like we said before that it was getting harder to find wholesome stories. Listening to them, it still makes me feel good about it.
Yeah, we need more, guys. Send them on over to us.
Send me stories. I want to hear your stories.
I don't even care if it's your story. Just go find a good story that you want us to read.
Lie to us.
Steal your friend's story, and then they can submit a horror story about you stealing their wholesome story.
Make one up. We don't know if you're lying. We'll just read it. We don't care.
Yeah. Make content for us.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get at here.
Talk to me. I'm really lonely.
There's no labor laws on this internet.
All right. We back in the swing of things. We'll be back for another episode next week.
Yeah.
Jack, take us on out.
I'm going to do it. So as always, you can find us wherever podcasts are found. We love to hear from you. I know we say it 100 times, but we truly do love to hear from you. We can be reached at curmudgeonsanddragonspod at gmail.com. And also, if you listen to us, listen through it, give us a little review. Just let us know how we're doing. We like 5 stars. We'll only take 5 stars and we'll delete everything else. We won't do that. We might do that.
I was going to say, do we have that power?
We'd have that power.
No, we super don't have that
We
power.
have it.
But I do have the power to cry if I read anything less than a stellar review.
But no, we love hearing from you. curmudgeonsanddragonspod at gmail.com. Leave us a review. You got a couple of pins left that we'd love to send out to everybody. And, as always, I am Jack O'Connell. I was joined today by Josey Diaz.
Goodbye, everyone.
And the wonderful, beautiful Jason Portizo.
Bye, Jack.
Goodbye.
How come you always fawn
love
over
you.
Jason? Why don't I get love too?
Because look at him.
Yeah, look at the two of us
That's
next to each
fair.
other.
Look at him. We look like we're related. That's why I like it so much. Well, again, it was wonderful talking to all you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Curmudgeons and Dragons. Please share this with your favorite adventurers. Leave a review on Apple and follow us on social media. All links can be found at curmudgeonsanddragons.com. Practice safe adventuring, my friends.
This has been a JTP Audio podcast. Thanks for listening.